Hey guys, Joe here, and in this video I'm going to be discussing one of the topics that I've learned through surfing that actually apply to business as well. So I started surfing this year, and it's been awesome, and it's amazing how many of lessons that you learn through surfing can tie directly into running a business as well. The first one is going to be where, as a surfer, you should not be going up for every wave. So, for people that don't surf, obviously there's going to be waves that are bigger than others, but that's not what I'm talking about. Basically, depending on your position, there's two parts of the wave. There's going to be the peak of the wave. This is typically where the wave breaks first, and it's usually where it's going to be most powerful. And then, if you catch this, what happens is you have the power, so you get the speed that you want. And then also, because it's right where it first started breaking, it's also where your ride's going to be the longest as well. Okay. The other part of the wave is called the shoulder of the wave. Okay. So the shoulder of the wave is, basically you have the head of the wave and then you got the shoulder. Okay. So it's off to the side. So it could be to the left, it could be to the right, or it could be both sides on either side. Okay. And the problem with these shoulders of the wave is, one, there's much less power, and two, there is less, because it's the end part of the wave, you're not going to get to ride as long as you would if you were at the peak or the head. Okay. But either way, what people don't know, and I didn't know, is surfing. Most of surfing is not, going down the wave. It's actually paddling is most of it, paddling and wading. So, either way, no matter if you're catching the peak of the wave or the shoulder, you still have all that effort that you're putting in to, actually catch the wave, which is actually kind of exhausting, because you're doing these short sprints and it's a lot of hard work, and then hopefully catch the wave, right? And then also, after you catch the wave, now you got to paddle back out. And depending on the conditions, like if it's super choppy, you might have wave after wave after wave hitting you. So it's really tiresome to actually get back out. Okay. So basically, if you're catching the peak of the wave, you're getting, you're spending the same amount of effort as if you would if you were catching the shoulder, but you're getting, more benefits from it, if that makes sense. And it applies to your business as well, because what you have, just checking on my daughter, because what you end up having is that you, with business, with the jobs that are coming through, some are going to be peak jobs or head jobs, and then the other ones are going to be shoulder jobs. And either way, a lot of times, actually in business, it's worse for you, because if you're picking the peak jobs, you're getting maximum, benefits from the effort that you're putting in. But if you're taking these shoulder jobs, the ones that are less profitable, the ones where the customer is going to be a pain in the ass, the ones where it's, it's not in your wheelhouse. It's not something you do every day. So, what should really be a one-day job turns into a two-day job, or whatever it may be, where you got to run, to Lowe's or Home Depot or your supplier 16 times so that way you can actually complete the job. So what ends up happening is, if you pick, between a, a peak job and a shoulder job, the effort's going to be about the same, or it might even be worse for the shoulder, but you end up getting way less in return. So you end up spending more time, you make less money, you're dealing with crazy customers, you're running to the supplier a million times, whatever the case may be. So that's where you got to be more selective of the jobs that are coming through. So typically when you watch surfers, when they're not catching waves, a lot of time they're just sitting on their board and watching the waves come in to see what's, if it's the size that they want, is it the peak that they're going to get, whatever it may be. And there's times where, waves are coming in, they'll see them out in the distance, and they see that they're not in the right position. So what they'll do is actually paddle into the correct position so they can get to the head of the wave. And that's what you basically have to do within your own business. So at this point, if there's, basically not a lot of waves coming in, or there's not a lot of potential jobs coming in, you basically have, one of two options. Basically, you need to either start advertising, or you need to start posting on social media, more often, so that way you have more potential leads or potential waves coming in, so that way you can pick the waves or the jobs that you're looking to actually do. Because when you don't have enough jobs coming in, you start charging less and you start taking on any old job. So at the end of the day, pick the right wave. Thanks. Have a great day.